What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Phil Plays Bass. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh no, I'm getting to the habit of saying that now. How's everybody doing? Oh, got two. Forgot to close the studio curtain. There we go. Nice tunes, nice tunes. AI can generate some pretty interesting ideas. It's not the same though. It's not the same. It's not the same. We're starting to get used to it, I feel. Funnily enough, I was doing a little bit of humble brag, a little bit of volunteering the other day. Christmas time, guys. It's Christmas time. Merry Christmas, everybody. It's tomorrow. Day off tomorrow for everybody, and the day after. Doing a little bit of volunteering. I was speaking to this lady from. She was from Peru originally. She had lived in Belgium for a while, and she was telling me how much she loves country music, like proper Americana country kind of stuff. You know, guitars, mandolin, low voice, low masculine voice, talking about pickup trucks and working, whatever. And then she showed me the kind of artists that she enjoyed, and it was an AI channel. Poor lady didn't know she was listening to AI music the whole time. Like, I love this stuff. And I looked at it. She just played a little bit to me on the phone, and I was like, I didn't have the heart to tell her that it was AI. Could have probably, but I didn't want to ruin it for her, you know. Yeah, thanks, guys. Hello, Akil. Hello, Mike. Yes, I appreciate you commenting on the jumper. This is this is this is my second jumper. I've got one more to showcase in on the next stream. Absolutely love this one. Bill plays bass and wears fancy jumpers. That's a parallel theme in this stream. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. She was very I didn't feel like it was my place to say so, you know. You DM'd me Mohini's latest bassline. What, on Discord? Dude, I appreciate that. Akil, gotcha. Akil says, check this one out, Phil. Ooh, dude. I'm guessing this one's going to be copyrighted, but it would be interesting to have a look at that in a sec. I fancy doing a little bit of regular kind of warm up today, but well, regular, not so regular. Sorry, I keep hitting the microphone stand. I thought, because I like to keep things a little spicy. Some time ago on Logic, I had programmed basically the circle of fifths with a bunch of chords, and I think it was this one, possibly. You guys might remember this. Okay, no piano. Is it playing for you guys? Logic. No, Logic doesn't seem to be playing just yet. Oh, capture, there we go. So I had this thing programmed. Not so much of a 2-5-1, more of a just a 5, really. Starting on B. I swear this bass has gotten harder to play over the years. Have you guys ever had a problem with the truss rod by any chance? Where so happens that somebody mentioned to me once that the truss rod of my bass might have been broken. Broken truss rod? Has anybody ever had that issue before? It's not quite the thing that I can have a look at. I'm just wondering if that's a thing. I mean, I'm I'm assuming it is a thing. I'm just wondering, like, how does that even happen? Granted, I have given the old truss rod screw a few sort of turns over the years. Um, yeah, I'm just wondering if that's the thing because I don't feel like I don't know when the truss rod's broken. Does that mean that the neck is at like high danger of the neck is about to snap or something like that? I don't know. Um, Not the easiest thing to diagnose, I suppose. I would have to give it to a professional. Yeah. Mike, I have to say something about your basses, man. Jesus, they're all absolutely gorgeous. Very, very beautiful instruments. Kind of disappointed I don't get to try the your Lackland, your jazz bass, or what's the other one? The red one, the one with the very pointy horns, has a big R on the headstock. Very, very cool looking instrument, and I'm just wondering how it plays. So this is me enticing you, Mike, to post a little clip of yourself playing it on the Discord channel. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, if you're having a good time around here, join us on Discord. It's the Phil Plays Bass server, and I have a feeling that the link may have expired again because the server isn't that big yet. Notice. And it would be our pleasure to have everybody turn up, and we're having a good time. It's very chill. It's very, very chill. Stream settings, edit. Okay, Discord link has been updated. You guys should now be able to join. Link in the description below. Join us on Discord, guys, and say hi. Mike says, I would think the neck would pull forward. Oh, thank you. That's the BC. Oh, it's a BC Rich. It's a BC Rich bass. Wow. How does it play, Mike? And what's it best at? I'm always remember BC Rich basses and guitars to be sort of rock and metal oriented, but you don't strike me as a metalhead, Mike. I may be wrong. But you could be. All right, a little bit of playing today. Let's do this. I was gonna do this 251 thing, and I think that's a good shout. Let's see if I can work my way through that. So the idea here is that it's going from one dominant chord to another, and I'm going to pretend that it's a 251, and that I get to play this little Matteo Mancuso line that literally starts on the 2 of a 251, G, G minus 7, G minus 7 arpeggio, with a little pull off to the 6th. Suggesting a bit of a sort of flat 9, sharp 9 kind of situation there. It was a very, very cool line. Wondering if I can sort of off the top of my head take you through all 12 keys. It plays wonderfully, but it's super neck heavy. Lots of neck dive. Ooh, that's unfortunate. That would be a lot like my like travel guitar here. That thing weighs absolutely nothing and literally nosedives like it's a Stuka. Not the best not the most practical instrument, but it's actually quite nice to play with a strap. Nice, love that, Mike. Please do post a clip of you playing that BC Rich. I'm quite curious. Not to not to give you actual like homework, but it would be really cool if you could DI it. Obviously, camera just a little to the. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's better. Yeah, it doesn't. That little guitar doesn't sound very good, unfortunately, but it's quite easy and well, it's obviously very easy to carry around. Obviously, when you've got massive sausage fingers like me, pretty difficult to play guitar. Pretty difficult. But this thing's been with me for a while. It's just literally just only recently changed the strings. It's obviously Chinese. I say it's obviously Chinese made. It's not obviously Chinese made. It's Romanian made. My bad. And it's if you can, if you look at the bridge, the craftsmanship is not excellent. Shall we just say? Look at that. It's glued like it's about to snap off, but it actually it actually doesn't. I've taken the strings off. I've tried to actually just wiggle the thing. It does not move an inch. It's glued absolutely solid, but it might be even better for the action really. If I've had to remove the little um, slice ivory thing, which is plastic, obviously on this. I think this was like $50 or something. But it does the job. Bring it around a campfire. But he's gonna look at you funny because it doesn't look like a guitar. But it does play. It does play indeed. Don't have the rich back from my luthier yet. I'll post the Lackland. Ooh, nice. Be a pleasure to hear that Lackland at work. Okay, enough chit chat. Let's do a little bit of playing. Okay, so starts off on a B, so F sharp. F sharp minor would be my starting point for this line. Let's see if I can sort of wedge it in. E. Is it? So starting point would be B. Come on, Phil. This isn't that hard. Okay, start again. So if it's E, it's B. A. D. G. That's the speed I'm supposed to be playing it at. C. F. B flat. E flat. What am I doing here essentially? We're about here. This isn't the best bass for fast playing because the action, like I said, the action is quite high, especially around the sort of 12th fret kind of area. There's no buzz, Mike. Well, there is a little bit of a buzz sort of lower down. this is about as close as I can get the strings to the neck. I like, well, everybody likes a fairly low action. But in my case, the action isn't low enough around, yeah, essentially this section of the neck. Quite, it's quite difficult to, I don't know, it feels like a long sort of travel down the strings, and they feel quite rigid. Or maybe I've just lost some of my stamina. That's possible as well. This is why I think there's a truss rod, because I don't think this instrument used to play like that. It used to be much more even, and certainly much easier to play around these parts, all of that area. Now it just feels like a cheap-ish bass. It's a lot more hard work. I think this is what I'm trying to say. And that is a lot. If I'm looking at it very up close, it seems to me like a lot of travel. For a bass that cost me $1,200, I would need the neck to be much flatter. The problem is, I won't get it flat. Otherwise, see what I mean? It's just at the limit of the frets actually choking the string. There's a little bit of choke actually. It plays best around the middle of the neck. Mike, you're right. That is the do-I-do bass. Absolutely. That is correct. Okay, I'm going to start this thing again, and I'm going to try and play it correctly. So the idea is that on Logic, this is playing 5 chords, which means I'm playing the 2 of that particular 5 chord, suggesting kind of a 2-5-1 line over just a 5 chord. I just wanted to sort of test out my circular fifths knowledge and my ability to sort of project a 2 chord on top of a 5 chord, if that makes sense. Just, imagining you're playing the 2 over the 5, but the line obviously stretches from 2 to 5 to 1, so it sort of covers all the ground, and it's being a 5 chord, anything sounds all right over it, really. I mean, even altered probably sounds cool as well. Kiel says, speaking of action, flamenco guitars have the least, often leading to buzzing noises when played. Flamenco guitars, really? In the words of Cameron from Sohan's YouTube channel, I bet they all sound the same. Although flamenco isn't quite classical guitar, but it certainly is a more ancient tradition than what we play on this channel, really. More ancient than bebop, more ancient than... yeah. Indeed, Charlie Parker would have probably heard some flamenco during his years of being active. Okay, I'm going to try this one again, and then I'm going to start transcribing again. Okay, so starting with B, which means my first line is going to start on F sharp. Again, the 2 of the 5 that's playing in your ears. I'm starting the line on the 2. So in this case, my starting point would be F sharp minus 7. E. A. We're now in D7. Next is G. So starting point will be D minus 7. C. F. B flat. E flat. flat. G flat. Or F sharp. B. Okay, I'm not unhappy with that, although I could probably do a lot more rotating, but this bass is kind of tough to play. Fast stuff. I'm gonna give this another spin with the my regular jazz. It's not as good as this. Bit of coping going on. There's a bit of Christmas coping. What's up, Nate? How you doing, dude? Good to see you, man. Okay, we're back on. Let's try it again. Starting on B. So starting chord would be F sharp minor 7. A. D. G. C. F. E flat. E flat. A flat. E flat. F sharp. No, hang on. B. Back to square one. E. Where are we? D. G. F. E flat. E flat. A flat. D flat. F sharp. D. E. Mike says, I just noticed that you can go through the circle of fifths like counting key signatures on the fretboard. The more I learn about music theory, the less scary it is. Absolutely, absolutely, Mike. That's what I'm noticing with all my students. Music theory is like it's such a big. It's like a ball of yarn. You can't approach it. Well, no, it's not quite like it's basically like a circle. You can't approach it linearly. You've got to approach it from many angles, and then eventually you can sort of put pressure on it, and then eventually all the little pieces of the puzzle sort of seal into just one big sphere of understanding. But at the beginning, they're just blotches on top of a sphere of unknown. And then the more you push on to different concepts, they start joining like continents around the planet, and then eventually it's all covered. But it's not something that you can approach linearly, like, oh, this is phase one of music theory, this is phase two. You can, but none of it's going to make sense unless you've covered the whole thing. And then once you've covered everything, the whole thing makes sense. But you've got to notice music theory in the wild. That's when you start really understanding it, is when you take any kind of tune that you know and you start dissecting it. You look at the chords, you look at the chord movement, the cadence, you analyze the cadence, you analyze the notes of the chords, you analyze the inversions, all that sort of stuff, and then eventually you can make sense of music theory. Really, it's just movement, but movement is not enough. doesn't quite satisfy my students when I tell them, "Oh, music theory, it's just movement, just movement, melody propelling chords in different directions." And chords offering some kind of harmonic context. Well, yeah. But yes, the circle of fifths, Mike, counterclockwise, C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, or C sharp, G flat, or F sharp, B, B, E, A, D, G, C. I got used to saying it in French now. Fa, do, sol, re, la, mi, si. And yeah, if you know that by heart, you basically know all of the 7, 4, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. So that's like most jazz chord progressions. They're all 2-5-1s. And if you look at 2-5-1s, a 2-5-1 in B flat is C, F, B flat, which is literally the sort of first quadrant of the circle of fifths, counterclockwise. All of it is just a series of 2-5-1s, or 3-6-2-5-1s, or 7-4-3-6-2-5-1s, covering the entirety of the 12 notes that we've got available to us. Amazing that those monks came up with our Western music system. Brilliant rascals they were. Indeed. Not sure how much the monks. Yeah, I mean they did theorize. as far as I understand it, the monks were mainly about how to best capture music on paper. I was like, how to, what's the word? Basically, how to transcribe, how to capture something beautiful you've got going on in your church with your choir and your monks, and make sure that it can be reproduced by other people through just the means of a sheet of music. So, how to sort of unify, um, standardize essentially notation. That's what they were mainly worried about. Because at the end of the day, the only people at the time who were singing, um, quote unquote, professionally as part of their daily routines were monks, and they're the ones who needed to be able to communicate with one another, a monastery to the other, an abbey to the other, and therefore they're the ones who lay the ground for music notation. The theory itself, I'm not too sure actually. There's got to be some kind of YouTube video about that. Okay, today's the day. I'm going to start transcribing the second chorus of uh, not Have You Met Miss Jones, but Stella by Starlight by Johan Hansen Lassen. Amazing Slowdowners should be on your screens just now. Spotify doesn't need to be. And it still is. Okay, Spotify, can you please go away? Spotify? Spotify. Oh, that's it. My bad. If anybody else is in the chat, like and subscribe. Don't forget to like this stream. And if you're enjoying yourselves, introduce yourselves. We've got a Discord server as well, where we get to chat, send pictures to one another of our instruments, obviously. We send pictures of our woods on the Discord channel, which is pretty nice. We're comparing woods, comparing all sorts of things, exchanging. Go and say hi. Introduce yourselves. Ooh, what the monks came up with was notation. I think at first, I believe that music theory is not the kind of way we think about music theory. Essentially, um, we didn't think we've got the jazz approach to music theory now, which is much more vertical. At the time, it was a contrapuntal. It was contrapuntal, which means that the melody is at the center, and all of the other notes are basically the only music theories they had was the system of on how to choose correct notes to go with the melody, but they didn't really have the sort of framework of chords per se. Like we think of a 2-5-1. They didn't really think like that. All that they were thinking about was the melody, and the counterpoint, contrepoint, contrapuntal harmony is what we think of when we think of classical music theory. Is for every melody note there is a note that goes well with it, depending on the note that this scale is coming from. So they weren't thinking, like I said, in terms of context. As far as I remember, could be wrong. Could be wrong. It's probably a bit more nuanced than that, but yeah. All right. Little check on our little Sean Lane line that we transcribed yesterday. Sean Lane, big practice. And I've noticed that what he plays really, really fast has absolutely nothing to do with what he plays really slowly. You guys will tell me if you think I'm wrong, but this is what he plays fast, right? Here it is at speed, pitched down. That's like 7 times more notes than are being played in the line. So I'll slow it down ridiculously. Very slow. It's a mess, but he's playing a lot more notes than he is playing on the actual line. Oh, well. Here it is, pitched correctly. I still remember it. But the problem is I can only play it to 200% speed, and that's not really, really fast. I'm going to try again. That may be a little bit too fast to start us off with. Okay. Crazy line. Yeah, Mike, that's the story of my practice as a bass player. It's always been about can't hear the track. Just FYI, sorry, my bad. Restart capture. That should be okay now. Okay, remembering it. All right, I do remember it. Okay, 200%. Should we try? Pretty cool line. Pretty cool line. I'll write down a PDF for you guys and put it on the Discord. Free, for fun. Because it's fun. For free. Okay, back to Stella by Starlight. I've got first chorus. I'm going to try it again from memory. Can believe that. Ooh. And then I'm going to start transcribing the second chorus. And yeah, let's hope I can do it. We'll find out. I will find out if I can. do remember the last line, but it's still giving me a little bit of trouble. But that's where we're at. 146. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Okay, that's the start of the second chorus. Let's see what we're dealing with at speed. Oh my god. Jeez. And that's the end of our transcription. One whole chorus of this absolute madness. Like says, maybe we could get Philippe to bassify some Chinese music played on the eru. Yeah, how would that work, Mike? What could I transcribe? Let's have a look at the old web view, see if we could find something before I get started with that. I'm curious. YouTube. Restart capture. Okay, let's have a look. Why is the finder window in thing? Bye bye. Bye bye. Oh, that's weird. I've got to find a window just right in front of this. Okay, I don't need that. What is it? Oh, there we go. Okay. Music. Let's see. There's got to be something we can... relaxing error music. That's got to be AI. Oh, maybe not, actually. That looks like a genuine guy. Hang on. I do want to see some actual human playing stuff. Okay. With a piano. Nate says, caught up a bit on what I missed. No way you broke a truss rod, Phil. That takes insane effort to do. Yeah, but maybe I'm a little bit insane. Our bass had a couple of falls though, but nothing, you know. Could, you know, a bass sliding off a wall and just slamming on the ground, that did happen a couple of times. Could that be enough to break the truss rod? Mike, my wife bought me an Eru years ago. When I try to play it, it sounds like someone killing a cat. Well, Nate, that is kind of reassuring, dude, because I don't imagine that to be a cheap fix, cheap repair on a guitar, so... Well, there's only one way to know, and that's dropping it by the luthier, which I'm going to have to do. Alright, let's listen to this Eru. Zachar, where's Zachar? You need a fretless bass to play this kind of stuff. There are only 2 strings. Or is it just 1 single string? Correct, 2 strings. Thank you, Mike. Bit of pentatonic. It's beautiful music, but it's not very, very challenging in terms of transcription. It's more the interpretation that's difficult. It would be very difficult to transpose that to a fretted instrument because you wouldn't get all of the nuances and the sort of minute pitch shifts and the vibratos. You'd have to do a lot of sort of bendy stuff. Sounds like weeping in peace. Akil, you have the soul of a poet, man. Nate, the octabass. Yeah, you guys had a chat about the octabass the other day. I remember. In gear, or is it, Mike? Your bass is just really, really beautiful instrument. Oh wow, and that guitar. Oh my god, that black and blue guitar. I'm guessing that's an Ibanez, yeah. Steve Vai, probably Steve Vai's signature. The octabass, the octabass. Where is the octabass? Oh yeah. That was posted a while ago. I think I did see that when
My
it
name
came
is
out.
Colin.
Yeah, 11 years ago.
I'm a curator at MIM, and this. My name is Colin.
My name's Jeff.
I'm a curator at MIM.
A curator at MIM.
And this is the octabass. The octabass was invented in 1850 by the famous French violin maker Jean-Baptiste Villaume.
Hey guys, we're learning stuff.
The intent was to create an instrument that would
This guy was huge. Absolute giant. Oh no, that's a violin, my bad.
add a low-end rumble to any large orchestra. Villaume originally made 3 of these instruments.
Or maybe this guy is tiny. That's a regular sized violin.
2 of which still exist. There also exist 2 playable replicas, of which MIM has 1. So in order to play an instrument this size, the player...
What? Tuning 3 strings, first and foremost, and there's tuning pegs at the bottom of the tuning pegs over there. I think, oh yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of similar to tuning pegs on your bridge.
It has to be built specially. The player stands on a platform and then pulls on levers, which are connected to a mechanism that pulls down the string on a fret to change the pitch of the string. Needless to say, nothing happens quickly on this instrument. Here we have the octabass bow. This is special.
This looks kind of ridiculous. I mean, it is a ridiculous instrument, really.
Made
I suppose this is why they only made like 2 of them, right?
for the octabass. It's quite a bit larger and shorter than a normal bass bow. It's made in the French style.
Look at the thickness of it. That's insane. Look at that.
And shorter than a normal bass bow.
Whoa. Jeez, dude, that looks like highway markings.
It's made in the French style, which you would normally hold like so, but in this case, it's so big and heavy, all I can do is hold on. The bow is made...
Next, he's going to tell us that this thing just plugs into another machine, and you just use keys to move the bloody thing. Why not just use a piano? Just use a piano, or are you that attached to the sound of... fair point. If you're that attached to the sound of bowed instruments, that makes sense. Literally a handsaw. You look more like a lumberjack than a musician when you play this thing.
With a hardwood stick, an ebony frog, and leather grips, and lots of horsehair.
How many horses?
The instrument is tuned...
Wherever there's an octabass in an 80-mile radius, there is only bald horses. I know, okay, I know. I'm down. I know that horsehair doesn't come from their heads, okay? It's funnier to imagine a bunch of bald horses because some dude wants to build a gigantic violin with 3 strings and levers instead of Anyway.
2 octaves below a cello. The lowest C note on it is at 16 hertz, which means it is actually below the frequency
No
that
horses were
humans
harmed
can
in the making
actually
of this
hear.
instrument. E. Any motorcycle enthusiasts? Sounds like a Harley.
It's wonderful for
Especially that last note. Literally sounds like a Harley at rest at a...
It's wonderful for demonstrating how sound waves work and how a string
Harley Davidson, not a Harley Benton.
vibrates.
Important
These
distinction.
strings are so large and so massive that the vibrations are slow enough for us to actually see them, which is a really unusual opportunity.
Dude, this is affordable housing. Come on, Mim. You should have a bunch of people living in there.
And is a great visual for people so they can
Especially people like you. What was his name? Tony, whatever. Tiny.
understand what's happening when we drag the bow across the strings. Thanks for watching. You can see the octabass here at the Musical Instrument Museum.
And that will be $1,700, please, for this accommodation in New York City. Cheap, if you think about it. Prime location. Oh, dude, that is absolutely insane. I had seen that video before, but as a reminder, man, it's so funny to see this guy and imagine him to be a tiny violin cello player. Action is too low. You don't really have that problem when you've got levers and pulleys and whatever vices pulling on the doing the job your fingers normally would do. Yeah, good share, dude. I feel bad for not watching it earlier, but I was like, oh, I've seen this before, but it's always good to be reminded of your creative spirit of the human race. We are pretty crazy as a whole. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of transcribing. Watch me struggle, guys. I've got, how long have I got? Oh, cool. Yeah, plenty of time. Well, plenty of time. I've got about 15 minutes. It says, I went down a rabbit hole of odd instruments after I saw a vid on the world's largest pipe organ at the Wanamaker Organ in Philly, upkept by Macy's. Bunch of words in there I'm not familiar with. We were talking about what was it? The bass. Sorry guys, you don't need to watch this. This is behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, insane instruments, dude. I'm just like curio. Interesting big world out there. It's interesting to know what exists. I'm struggling with this thing already. I've been struggling with this thing for for 20 years. Like, and the piano, and the bloody trumpet now, which is coming along just fine. My pitching is all over the place, but funnily enough, you can play any note on this, but the moment you plug the mouthpiece onto the actual horn, you can only play a certain set of notes because of resonance and frequency distribution or something like that. I don't know. I don't do science. So the trump actually sort of narrows your notes to just a bunch of them. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool instrument. Okay, now time for some autistic stuff. Moving to chorus number 2. Jeez, okay, where am I? Okay. This should be, I think, the objective for today. Chorus 2, 1. Yeah, I think this is doable. Oh, we're running out of notes again. G. Ah. What an odd shape. Weird sound, isn't it? We're absolutely 100% into the altered. We've entered the altered zone. The Twilight altered zone. Okay, I'm going to slow it down a bit more because there's no point in me butchering that. Oh. That's gonna be tough. That line, bloody hell. I'm nearly there. Yeah. Finger rings all over the place, but I think I'm getting there. Yeah, nice. I'm just wondering if I could play this higher up the neck. Really awkward line, this thing. G, G, A, B flat, D flat, E flat, sorry, D flat, E, no. What? My bad. So, G, A, flat, E, E, B flat, flat, C, B flat, A. Is that it? Yeah. Push forward a little bit. Yeah, I can definitely do that. Might have to start somewhere over there because I don't have enough context. Okay, this is a good place to start, that one. Chorus 2 dash 2. Not hearing that one. What's up, Ayush Rimal? How you doing, dude? Thanks for turning up. Turning in? Thanks for turnip. Thank you for turning up. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be able to say these things once correctly. There's a massive jump there. that big. I'm not hearing it. Ah, come on. Okay, I've got to take it like that. I'm confused. Ah! Oh, that's going to be confusing. He's missing a note there. We're going to have to take a wild guess on what that note could be. No idea. No idea what that could be. We're going low in that second chorus, man. Okay, we're going to finish off with a little bit of a jam because I don't feel like transcribing too much today. Nearly Christmas and I've got other things on my mind. Ooh, we haven't done that in ages. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I don't know. Shall we? Shall we not? Yeah, let's give it a shot. It's been a while. Some people might enjoy it. Let's see. Oh, I've given it away. Let's see how far we go. I want to be able to start with the guy. Okay, 90%? Way too fast. Ooh, man, that is very, very rough. Very rough. Haven't done it in a while, as you guys know. Just a bit of a refresher. Okay, the lines are kind of still in my head. I just wanted to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. Even though it's not very good. My performance of it is not very good, but still fun. A little bit of blues. Everybody loves a bit of blues. I certainly do. I play it fast. Ooh, we're going to play it fast, but in a different key. It in A flat. A flat blues.
1, 2, 1, 2,
That is actually way too fast for me. Who am I kidding? I'm not that good at jazz. Playing fast. Not that good. Not that good. OAS Gamers. What's up, dude? How you doing? Musician again? Another musician? I hope you're a musician. What do you play? Introduce yourself, if you fancy.
1, 2,
Okay, just a bit slower.
3, 4.
Ah, I should be playing some altered stuff.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go. That was some altered stuff. I'm not very inspired today, guys. What's up, Clado2K? What's the app in the window he's using? I'm using Amazing Slow Downer. That is literally the name of the app. Amazing Slow Downer by Ronnie Music. R-O-N-I, Ronnie Music. Pretty cool, pretty nifty little piece of software. I'm always using that. Not very inspired with the blues today. I think I'm playing too fast still. Always more fun when I can slow it down and sort of think.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, that's a cool line. Jazz. I'm loving these little end of stream jams. Not to say that this is not really clean. This is not clean at all, right? These are all just raw ideas, and this is more me having fun and sort of blowing steam rather than anything else. But there's progress. I can feel not particularly that my technique's getting better, but my ideas. I find that my ideas are getting a bit more coherent, just a bit more coherent. Like I'm going nowhere, but with a bit more style than I used to. As in, the whole thing is not coherent just yet. The whole solo, we're talking about the real masters of jazz that can improvise something that is coherent from beginning to end. But I can feel that there are moments where I'm building something that's kind of a sentence, or at least something to latch onto. Like I can hear it, and I'm like, okay, this kind of makes sense. Like I did intentionally play these notes. It's not just completely made up stuff. Guys, if you're enjoying it yourselves, don't forget to like and subscribe, or just like this video. This helps the channel, helps us get a bit more of an audience, and the more the merrier, really. So, friends, thanks for joining today. Really appreciate that and the exchange. Michael, you're right. This from the official website, this costs, I think, $35, and it's a good investment. Honestly, I can't tell you. Is it Clado? Clado 2K. I've been using this for 12 years. Dude, this app hasn't changed a single bit. It does exactly what it needs to, and perfect for transcribing. There aren't that as many bells and whistles as in the other app. I think the other app is called Transcribe. You've got waveforms and all that sort of stuff, and it's not as fluid. To me, the difference is just a workflow kind of thing. I get exactly what I want from this app, which is quick transcribe, easy loops, adjust, save presets, and the way it slows down is you maintain quite a lot of quality, even on really dodgy recordings. Like, some Richard Bonner live stuff that we transcribed some time ago. And you just get to loop that sort of stuff. It's just absolutely fantastic for what I like to do. Charlie Parker, now's the time, slowed down. There it is. Easily digestible. Here it is slowed down at 25%. I mean, there's nothing to say about this app, dude. It's absolutely perfect for transcribing. All right, guys, this is going to be me for this Christmas time. I'd like to thank each and everyone for the support, for your presence, for participating, for being a super cool bunch of people. Really, really grateful that I've got you guys: Nate, Jeffrey, Michael, Akil, Zahar when he's in a good mood. And everybody that's chipping in. Really, really appreciate everything. Nate for always sharing stuff. Michael for being very, very supportive, and everybody for I mean, you guys know who you are. I'm very, very grateful that I've got a good group of people that are humoring me essentially. So thank you guys. Really, really appreciate that. This is gonna be it for Christmas time. Just a couple of days off. And then I'll be back on the 26th, probably. Yeah, and then the week after that, I'll be streaming all the time, even on New Year's Day, because I don't care that much for that sort of stuff. But in the meantime, guys, Merry Christmas to everyone. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas to you too. Remember, Lord Jesus was born on that night. It's always important to keep that in mind if you happen to be a Christian. It's a good thing. I hope everyone has a lovely, lovely time. Reach out to friends and family. If you're, on your own, don't stay like that. Reach out. This is the time. This is the time for kindness and sharing and gratitude. And I'm certainly full of gratitude. So thank you, everybody. I don't know. I just wanted to say thank you, really, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to everybody. You guys didn't hear that, but that was my stomach growling. I am really hungry. Yes, God bless each and every one of you. Go stuff some groceries down your neck, Philippe. Groceries and hopefully some meat. Don't clip that. Everybody, this is the time. I wish I could play some Christmas music, but this is going to have to do. I will be back in a couple of days' time. In the meantime, guys, I hope everybody has a lovely, lovely, amazing Christmas. See you all very soon. Toodles. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Take care, guys.
It's never been told. The mysteries of all this is